Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we are tackling probably the single most common question you will ever face.
The big one.
The big one. Tell me about yourself.
It's that moment, isn't it? When you're asked to just define yourself on the spot. And for most people, the reaction is, well, it's panic.
It's total panic. You just dump every fact you can think of.
Right. It's a data dump, a complete information overload for the listener. So our mission today is to look at some source material that breaks this down. It takes that, chaos of personal fact.
And gives it structure.
Exactly. A clear, strategic presentation. We're moving beyond just listing things. We're talking about creating a conversational.
That is the key. And we're going to give you a framework, checklist really, drawn from our source dialogue. It isolates 13 distinct categories for introducing yourself.
And we'll use two contrasting profiles, Paul and Emily, to show how every single detail, from your pet to the food you hate, is actually a strategic signal about who you are.
Okay, so let's unpack it. Let's start building that personal narrative. All right, we have to start with the non-negotiables. The absolute basics.
The facts that give immediate social indexing, as he said. So name and origin.
In our source, we have Paul. He's from the United States.
And Emily from Canada. It's simple. It's foundational.
It instantly provides a sort of cultural baseline.
It does. And that origin is often just a stepping stone, but it's a crucial one. It grounds the listener geographically.
So once you've established that, what's the next layer?
It's about your current lifestyle. So where you live now and your age. And what's fascinating here is how the choice of environment immediately establishes a difference in value.
The sources gave us two real extremes on this.
They really did.
Emily lives in a small, quiet town. That alone suggests a person who maybe prioritizes solitude.
Right. Or at least values a slower pace of life.
Yeah.
It's a whole value statement disguised as just an address.
Exactly. And then you have Paul.
Paul's the opposite. He lives in a big city. It's described as busy and noisy.
And he loves it.
He loves it. And that indicates, a high social tolerance. Maybe he's comfortable with that pace, with the speed.
And their homes reinforce this too.
Mm-hmm.
Emily, our small town resident, she lives in a house with a garden.
Which implies stability, maybe some domestic investment space.
Yeah, space for hobbies. Paul, on the other hand, lives in a small but nice apartment.
Functional, centralized, low maintenance, perfect for a busy city life.
These details really stick.
They do. This spatial grounding provides the context for everything else. The listener can start to visualize your daily setting. And then finally, you add age. Paul's 28, Emily's 25.
So just by covering name, origin, location, and age, you've already laid the groundwork.
You've anchored yourself in time and space. And that structured opening, it just eliminates all that fumbling. Okay, so once we know where you are, the next logical question is...
What do you do?
Exactly, your vocational identity. This is probably the most powerful social filter we have.
And our sources give us an English teacher and an art student.
A really rich contrast. The English teacher, that implies structure, a focus on communication.
A certain academic rigor, maybe?
Maybe, but then the art student, Emily, is so quick to add that she loves to draw and paint because it's very fun and creative.
She doesn't just give the title. She injects her passion for it right away.
And that's strategic. Art student can sound a little vague, but when you add I love to draw and paint, it becomes an active emotional identity.
It gives the listener an immediate entry point. They know you're visual, you're creative.
Right. Your job or what you study, it defines your knowledge base. And maybe more importantly, what your typical conversation topics.
Okay, so what about family? This is where I think a lot of people risk sharing too much too soon.
Oh, definitely. It's a real risk of TMI. But again, the source material is very specific, very careful with the details.
So for siblings, Paul has an older brother, Tom. He's 29.
Simple. Establishes the dynamic. That's it.
But with Emily, they give a little more. She has a younger sister, Sarah.
And they don't just say she has a sister. They tell us Sarah is studying music.
And plays the piano.
And that detail about the piano, it's memorable. It paints a picture of Sarah, which then reflects back on Emily's family life.
The parents are even more telling, I thought.
Oh, absolutely. Paul's mother is a writer. His father is a doctor. These are, often seen as sophisticated intellectual jobs.
It implies a certain kind of upbringing, valuing intellect, maybe critical thinking.
And then Emily's mother is a teacher for little children, which is noted as a very important job.
And her father is a chef. He works in a restaurant.
And cooks delicious food at home. This suggests a more down-to-earth, nurturing environment. Hands-on skills are valued.
It's subtle, but it gives the listener so much to work with. I might ask Emily about what her dad cooks, before I ask Paul about his brother.
It's an immediate bridge. And finally, for this section, the ultimate personal signifier, pets.
Yes, the emotional companions we choose.
And this contract may be the clearest signal of personal energy we get. Paul is a dog person.
Right. He is Max, who is brown, very friendly, and very funny.
And Emily is the cat person. She has Luna, who's black and white, very quiet, and very sleepy.
The psychological projection here is so clear.
It is. You choose a dog like Max because you value loyalty, that outgoing energy. You choose a cat like Luna because you value elegance, independence.
Quiet companionship.
Exactly. They aren't just pets. They're extensions of the personality you want to project to the world.
Okay, this is where it gets really fun and I think very strategic. After location and roles, you get into the details that make you memorable.
Your personal taste, your hobbies. This is the glue that holds the introduction together.
So the source covered preferences for food, color, and animal.
Yeah, and these are facts that require no real analysis, but they provide instant common ground or, an amusing contrast.
For food, we see Paul, the teacher, going for accessibility and flavor. Pasta is his number one.
He also likes pepperoni pizza. It's classic.
But Emily, the art student from the quiet town, is more specific.
She is vegetable pizza. And she lists the ingredients: tomatoes, peppers, and onions.
It suggests a certain control, maybe a healthier leaning. It links back to her whole vibe.
And the color choices do the same thing. Paul, the city dweller, he loves blue.
He calls it a calm color, like the sky. He's seeking tranquility inside all that noise.
That's a great insight. And Emily loves green, which she ties directly to nature trees, grass, and a garden. Her preference is rooted in her environment.
It's so consistent. And the favorite animal choice just reinforces the pet choice, right? Dog for loyalty, cat for independence.
They're not just casual preferences. They feel like deeply held value systems.
So then we get to hobbies, what we do with our free time.
And hobbies tell a story about relaxation versus stimulation. Emily's hobbies are, they're distinctly introverted.
Painting every weekend to relax and reading books, specifically adventure stories.
That's a person who recharges internally.
Totally. Paul, on the other hand, he balances it out.
He does. He listens to old rock music, which implies energy, nostalgia, and he plays soccer with friends on Saturdays.
Which is high energy and very social.
And that's a fantastic structural insight from the source, defining yourself by balancing an internal solitary pursuit with an external social one.
It shows you're well-rounded, not just an introvert or an extrovert. But they do have common ground.
They do. They both love comedy movies and animated movies, so humor and imagination connect them.
Now here's a critical point the source material made. Defining yourself not just by what you love,
but by what you actively reject.
The things we don't like.
Absolutely. Dislikes create immediate boundaries, and honestly, they can provide instant bonding opportunities.
So one person hates olives, a very specific food aversion.
And the other dislikes spicy or very hot food, a much broader aversion to, high sensation.
And the dislike of activities ties right back to their environment. Paul, the city guy, dislikes waiting in long lines.
A classic urban annoyance. It tells you he values efficiency, movement.
And Emily, she dislikes waking up very early.
She says she is not a morning person and likes her sleep. Her ideal rhythm is self-determined, relaxed.
It fits the quiet town life perfectly.
These simple dislikes are powerful conversational moves. You can bond over a shared annoyance, or someone now knows not to invite you on a 5 a.m. hike.
Okay, so we have just mapped out this comprehensive personal profile. We've covered 13 different categories.
Name, origin, location, age, job, family, pets, hobbies, all of it. Likes and dislikes, it's the complete story of Paul and Emily.
It is, but, and this is a huge but, if you walk into a room and dump all 13 of those items on a stranger, you've made a huge mistake.
You have absolutely committed the sin of information overload. Which brings us to the most important question. How do you apply this checklist strategically?
That's the core of this whole deep dive. The crucial advice from the source is that you have to tailor the amount of detail of the situation.
It has to be simple, clear, friendly. It has to function as an invitation.
Not
a lecture. Think about maybe a rule of 3. You offer 3 key facts, and then you leave space for the other person to respond.
You want to maximize the conversational hook while minimizing the effort for the listener.
Exactly. So let's apply this. Let's take Paul, the English teacher, and see how his script changes depending on the context.
Okay, context 1, a formal interview. a new professional environment.
Here, relevance and purpose are everything. He might say something like, "My name is Paul, I'm from the US, and I live here in the city where I work as an English teacher." He could even add, "I enjoy listening to old rock music to stay focused."
That's efficient. Defines his expertise and throws in a disciplined hobby. Now, what about Emily, the art student in, say, a new painting class?
A learning environment. Her structure should emphasize passion and purpose. So, hi, I'm Emily from Canada, and I'm studying art because I just love to draw and paint.
And maybe add something like, I'm hoping to connect with other people who enjoy that.
Perfect. She's signaled her name, her passion, and her intent.
All right, now let's go purely social. A party.
The structure needs to be a pure invitation. You want to drop the most engaging detail first.
So, Paul at a party.
He'd lead with a hobby. "Hi, I'm Paul. When I'm not teaching, you can usually find me playing soccer on Saturdays. I'm a huge dog person, so I'm always looking for a good park."
And he's just provided 2 super easy follow-up questions. What position do you play?
Or what kind of dog do you have? It's perfect.
And Emily, at that same party, using those high contrast facts we found.
She could say, "Hi, I'm Emily. My hobbies are mostly painting and reading adventure stories," and then add, "And I should warn you, I am absolutely not a morning person."
I love that. The dislike of waking up early is instantly relatable. It's funny.
It is. And the painting fact is an instant hook. The introduction stops being a presentation of facts.
And becomes an active invitation to engage.
The simple things, the pet, the surprising hobby, those are the threads you leave dangling for the other person to pick up.
It totally transforms the interaction from this scary test into just a friendly exchange. And we can't forget the final piece of advice from the source.
A smile.
A smile is vital. Your body language has to sell the invitation you just extended.
Indeed. We learned that 2 very different people can be summarized by these simple, clear facts. The quiet art student who loves pasta and has a sleeky cat.
Versus the active English teacher who loves pizza and has a friendly dog. That distillation is really the essence of mastering this.
It is.
So we want to leave you with a final thought. Building on all this, you now have a 13-point checklist to build your own profile.
So the question is, what 2 or 3 sentences combining your job, your pet, and maybe your favorite food or your most intense dislike?
What combination perfectly distills your essence for a stranger?
And which facts would you choose right now to start your next conversation? Think about the hook.
What detail creates the perfect prompt for someone to ask, "Tell me more"?
Because that is how you turn a nervous introduction into a genuine exchange.
Fantastic. Now you know how to master the answer to that question. Tell me about yourself.
Goodbye for now.
Bye, everyone.